Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for the Great Black Speaker Spotlight. My name is Jessica Walker. I am your digital media host, and I am here with one of our wonderful Great Black speakers, Cozette White. Now, if you don't know Cozette White, I'm going to give you a bit of her bio to let you know exactly what she is, or who she is, and what she does for us, as well as a speaker. She handles taxes and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and let's jump into the interview. And then once we get into the interview, I'll go ahead and read a bit of her bio. So I want to know from you, Cozette, and thank you so much for being here with us.
Absolutely.
Why did you begin speaking? Why did you begin speaking?
That's a great question. I've been in the industry for, about 20 years. And as a result of just working with my clients and figuring that there was a greater need for my voice to be heard by many, I decided to step out into the arena of speaking. I just found that it's a great way to get your voice out, for people to know you, to build your brand, and to leverage and do so much more, and gain new clients, those who don't know you, just by hearing your story, what it is you have to say. And we all have a story, but so many of us have that fear. We don't want to face the stage, so to speak, or face a different audience, but I enjoy it. At first there was a fear, but you get over that real quickly, and then it becomes natural, second nature.
Awesome. I love it. So I see here you're an acclaimed author, a financial analyst, tax strategist, and also, like we said, speaker. And you also do some philanthropic work as well, right? And it says you inspire individuals to live in purpose, embrace passion, and achieve personal greatness through a balance in work and in life. So tell us a bit about that. Tell us a bit about how you inspire and how you motivate individuals to really live in purpose and embrace passion and achieve personal greatness.
Absolutely, and it all starts with the mindset. I am an expert, as we already said, money. They coined me as the money coach, and so many times when we talk about money, people hold back. They don't want to open up. So I get people in a frame of mind where it becomes a conversation, where it's just open dialogue, and we're talking about some of the reasons why we have some of the money issues, whether it was our childhood rearing, whether it was something that happened as an adult, whatever it is. I somehow get my clients to open up and realize that it's a situation that we all go through at some point in our lives, or most of us have gone through in our lives. And once we admit that we have that problem, just like a drug addiction or a sex addiction or anything where there's a problem, once we admit and once we're willing to change the way that we feel and think about money, then we change the outlook of how our future can lie, how our leaving a legacy, and those types of things. So it's about digging really deep, and mine is more on the mindset. I dig really deep. I'm really big on educating. I'm really big on making sure that my clients get it, get what it is that I'm talking about. It's okay to get in front of a group and talk to them, but I don't want to just talk to them. I want to engage. I want interaction. I want feedback. I want to know how they're feeling. So that's how I empower, inspire, and just get people to realize that there's light at the end of the tunnel as it relates to money. And also you spoke about the contribution, the charitable work that I do.
Yes, that was
I am an executive director of Achieving My Dreams Foundation. We are a nonprofit organization in which we give back to the community. We give our graduating high school seniors scholarships, those students that are going off to accredited four-year universities, majoring in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and of course we had to add accounting in there because that's what I do. I play with numbers all the time. So those are the criteria. They must be going off to an accredited university. And what we do with our students, we help them with their financial aid packages. We help them with Dress to Success, resume writings, just the things that they need from mentors and individuals that they can look up to and bounce back questions, ideas, and just steer them in the right direction. I can't speak for you, but for me, when I was at that age, I didn't have a true mentor and a teacher. My high school teacher took me under her wing, and she helped me along the way. And that's one reason why I am in finance accounting till today. She asked me to take an accounting course, see if I liked it. I was fine with it, and it just led the path for me to where I am today. So that's all about Achieving My Dreams Foundation. We've given out probably, we were founded, I founded the organization in 2011, and we attempt to give out about 5 scholarships a year. So if you do the math, that's how many scholarships we've given out in the short period of time. And we typically, we grant up to $5,000 per student per academic year.
Wow, that is amazing. Oh, and thank you so much for doing that and, you know, contributing back into our community, because it's greatly needed, definitely. Now, you've kind of already answered this a tad bit. Why did you choose your current profession? But if you could go in a little bit deeper here, dive a bit deeper, and tell me a bit more about why you chose to go into accounting.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, my mentor in high school, Mrs. Paramore from Banning High School in California, she was the person that kind of just guided me and said, hey, take this course. You know, because when we think about it, as an 18-year-old, 17, 16, we really don't know what it is that we want to be when we're leaving to go off to college. But I stuck with it. It became a passion for me. And I began to turn it into something where I didn't have to sit in corporate America for so long. I sat in corporate America for years. And I will say that it was the groundwork, it was the foundation for me being where I am today and being able to help business owners, being able to stand on a stage with thousands and thousands and educate them and empower them and let them know that, you know, when we're talking about our personal finances, there's a reason why we are in the mess that we're in, and educate them on how we can get out. And then as well as on the flip side, when we're talking to our professionals, our executives, our CFOs, our CEOs, those that run the organization, I educate them on what it is that they need to be putting in place to measure their organization metrics. You know, why is the profit margin so low? Are they getting a return on their investment when they're marketing out on social media? Tax strategies, planning, putting in benefits, 401k plans for their employees, profit sharing for their employees. So that's how I led down this path. And I mean, we've talked before, Jessica, so as you can probably figure out, I'm very passionate about the work that I do. And I said it once and I'll say it again, just really educating. And I had this conversation yesterday with a client, and he said, what makes you different from the next person that's doing taxes? And I said, because when you all come into my office, I educate you. I give you strategies to put in place so that when you see me next year, we're not in the same boat, or you're not in the same boat as you were this year. And I communicate with you throughout the year. I'm sending emails, I'm sending newsletters, I'm giving you the information that you need, the tools that you need to shift the way you currently handle situations so that you don't have that liability or that burden, or you're not constantly operating in the red.
So I wanted to ask you a bit about, because you struck on something that was key there. You said something about making sure you get a return on your investment in social media. So tell us a bit about that, because we hear so often, right? And I'm sure our audience is going to resonate with this a lot, is just do Facebook ads, just do, you know, Twitter ads, just promote via social media. So tell us a bit about that, and you could choose wherever you want to go, however you're feeling that question.
Okay.
About some different ways that they can either increase or some ways that they can make sure that they're receiving, like you said, the ROI, the return on their investment on social media.
Absolutely. A few things that you all want to make sure when we talk about ROI, of course, that's return on your investment. So, excuse me, sorry about that. Let's just take you invest $100 a month in social media. Let's just pick Facebook. You want to make sure that, oh, I'm sorry, that $100 that you're investing in Facebook, you're getting a return on that investment. You want to make sure that those that are seeing the ad, number one, they're liking the ad, they're engaging in the ad. You want to make sure that you convert all those likes and those engagements into a different type of dollar, of revenue. You want to convert them into a customer. You want to make sure that each person that is liking your ad, if it's $1 or more per click, then that's not, and you're not reaping them or converting them into a customer or a potential customer, then you're losing money. You're just throwing away $100 every month. 100 times 12 is $1,200 that you can invest in something else. So let's just say you invest $100 and you do get a new client. What is that new client costing you? You know, what is the gain ultimately? Did they enroll in a program of yours? Did they enroll in one of your low-hanging programs? Whether it was a $17, a $99, or $299, you know, those are the types of programs that more than likely they will enroll in, because they need to get to know you, they need to like you and trust you. So that $100 is doing a lot for you, but you need to make it work for you so that your return on the investment, on your investment, is escalating, it's growing. You want to turn that $100 into a $5,000. You want to pick up a client for life, not just a temporary client that's going to be with you for a season. You want to be able to build that relationship on Facebook, bring them into your organization as a client and keep them in. And what I say is, go through what we call an ecosystem. You know, bring them in. If they come in at the low hanging, keep that client, nurture that client, build that solid relationship so that you can graduate them to the next program that you have, and then the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And they're a client for life. You know, they're a client for life. For instance, they can come in as a tax client. Maybe they are a business owner. I bring them into the business side of my organization. Maybe they don't have a book. I teach them how to, whatever the case is, keep them inside. So I invested 100. Guess what my ROI is at this point? It could be thousands of dollars because I took the initiative, or my team took the initiative, to begin to interact with those individuals. I don't care if they like, you could get 50,000 likes, 5,000 likes, all the likes, the friends that you want on Facebook. But if you're not converting them, and if you're not building, you're just on there playing games. Really, really, really. So return on your investment is key. Take that $1,200 per year and multiply that into thousands. Okay, online digital marketing, it works for you, you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You know, I tell a lot of my clients that, you know, I call it digital media because I feel like it's not social for us. It's more of a tool. We're either educating, we're providing answers to questions, or we are, you know, hopefully helping people move to the next level in their life by providing whatever service we have. So, and also don't look at it as selling, quote unquote, right? You're definitely providing a solution to somebody's problem.
I don't look at it as selling. I don't. I really don't. But when we talk about that as well, Jessica, we want to make sure that we're giving them just enough information, but not all the information. Don't give them the carrot. Just, you know, give them a little bit so that they can continuously come back to you, and make sure that it's interesting, and change up what you're giving them. You know, sometimes you need to do videos. Sometimes you need to do images. Sometimes you need to just ask questions and ask them what it is that they want, and they'll tell you. You know, do surveys and whatnot. They'll tell you what it is that they want. So
definitely. You're hitting everything right on the nail. You know exactly what you're talking about. And it's so funny because I'm definitely guilty of giving out way too much.
Yeah, don't give out, you know, just little bit. You want to reel them in.
Exactly.
Don't tease them either. Just, you know, give them enough.
See, that's where I fall in between. I'm either giving not a lot, or giving, you know, just a teaser, and then it's like, okay, wait a minute, and then or I'm giving over, you know, because I'm a giver. I'm just like, oh, I can help you. And so I had someone tell me the other day, Jessica, stop. Like,
But you know what? It's okay to be a giver, because when you give, more comes back to you. So you
exactly.
definitely want to give. You want to give
Mhm.
out free things. You want to give out useful free tools, enough that's going to pique their interest to say, hey, let me see what else she has to offer. Let me see what's the next step to
Yeah.
what she just gave me.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for validating that, because yeah. So now moving on into our next question here. What are some of the obstacles that you've had to overcome? We kind of talked about the upside, and you've been doing this for how long now? How long have you been in the?
I've been in since 91.
Wow. Oh
Yes,
my gosh.
yes,
So over a decade
yes.
in this arena. So you are definitely an expert, definitely a guru at this, so to speak. So tell me a bit about some of the obstacles that you've had to overcome.
Right. Now, when people look at me simply because I am a financial expert, they automatically assume that, everything was fine with me and I didn't have any financial obstacles, or even any bumps in the road as I, grew up, so to speak. But earlier on, Jessica, of course I did. I had obstacles. And, just briefly, I'll try to share this as brief as possible. When I was young, I met Mr. Wright, and Mr. Wright came along, and we had this wonderful family. We had a son, we had a daughter, and everything was going well. And one day I just remember getting a call, and that call was to come pick up my kids from daycare. And so, of course, I panicked. Now, this was back in the time where we had pagers. So I paged my husband, and I never got a response. Long story short, and I'm going to reel forward. I just recall pulling up in the driveway, and in that brief moment, the man that I had married was literally in the garage, bent over, doing crack cocaine. So it was at that point that my life just shattered. I had no clue any of this was going on, and life just went from I'm going to say great street to the worst street, for lack of better words, right now. And at that point, things just went downhill. I asked if he would leave, and he finally left, and our finances went downhill as well. Shortly after that, when I was working in corporate, I got called into the office, and all that was going on. I had started making mistakes at work, and I was in a key position. I made a mistake, and I lost my job. So I had went from 2 incomes down to 1 income, down to nothing. And at that particular point in my life, when I say I had nothing, Jessica, I had nothing. And I was at that point where I had to rebound. I had to figure out how I was really going to get out of the financial hole that I had gotten into. And, I started reading, I started doing things a little differently. And I will say that there came a point where I did rebound. But I went to almost losing the home and just losing everything. I went months without a job. I was on financial assistance for a while, just because I had found myself not saving properly during that period, or overspending and keeping up with the Joneses. So when we talk about personal finances, when we talk about me educating, I've been there, done that. I've walked the walk, and I've talked the talk. So I know exactly where my clients are when they are going through the financial burdens. I can sympathize with them, and I know exactly how they're feeling. But I do know that you don't have to stay down there. You can find a way to come up out of any situation that you're in. So that's my obstacle that I had on the personal side. On the business side, again, lessons learned. I entered into a business agreement without having a partnership contract in place with a family member, and things went sour. I remember signing up for credit card machines and just different things, and I was left with everything. The burden was placed on me, and I just remember going into the bank one day, and my account had been, they put a lien on me, and that was just another obstacle. But all of these things happen literally between the age of 27 and 33 in my life. So I will say that there were truly lessons learned, hard lessons learned, but I bounced back. So those were the obstacles that I had to overcome earlier on in my personal life as well as in my career. So yes.
Wow, Cozette, oh my goodness. And that says so much about you as an individual, as well as a business owner, for you to have gone through, you know, oh my gosh, I couldn't even imagine having to go through that life situation. And then on top of that, a business situation with a relative.
Right.
But you're still standing. You're
Yes.
still here today. You're still standing and very knowledgeable, and then just very honest and very, what's the word I'm looking for? You just
Transparent.
love to give, transparent, as well as you just love to give. So
Yes.
I think this, you know, just being a giver of information and still wanting to support. Because
Yes.
I think if I had been through all of that, I would be at a point where I'm not telling nobody nothing. Don't talk to me.
But see, you know, that goes back to, I think growing up, you know, I always realized that someone took me under the wing and led me. So, you know, I could be stubborn and say, okay, I'm going to be selfish and not share any information. But again, you know, this platform here and what you're talking about, a speaker, believe me, my story that I tell, that I share about my finances, it allows others to see, oh my goodness, if that woman did it, if Cozette did it, then I can do it too. You know, there's light at the end of the tunnel. So I use this platform to share that story, and I tell it in more detail. But it allows others to see, oh my goodness, I can get out of my financial situation that I am in. And you definitely can. I say it to anybody. You can get out of the financial struggles. It's a matter of the mind, shifting your mind, the way you think and the way you feel about certain things. So yeah, and staying positive.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, that's staying positive. I'm like, no way. No way. So, okay, so let's follow that idea a bit further. We have individuals, I'm sure, that are probably watching this in our audience that have kind of been through the struggle, and they may be right now in a financial situation and are just like, I just don't see a way out. How do you change your mindset? And then as a people, you know, let's just be real, being Black in America, you know, we come up against obstacles, and like you said, there's a reason for it. And I definitely know the reasons. I've done research on it because I'm just a researcher at heart. But what are some of the ways that we can change our mindset to move us forward, you know, against all of the obstacles that we've come up against and the history that's out there that proves, you know, that
absolutely. Well, I'm going to be very transparent here, you know, as a people, as our people, you know, this is Black Speakers platform. So
exactly.
we as a people, we have to realize that it doesn't matter what happened in the past. It doesn't. We have to be personal accountability for the way that we choose to spend our money. If we continue to attempt to keep up with the Joneses, then we will always be broke. But we have to really personally assess what it is that we want. We don't have to stay broke. We don't have to continuously say, I don't have the money. My employer is not paying me enough. They only gave me a 3% raise. I only got a 50% raise. If you want to see change personally, then you have to make that change. Don't allow anyone else to be the driver. You be the driver of your life. Yes, you know, we hear mindset, but what does mindset really entail? And I'm going to tell you, when I went through that problem, Jessica, it takes making personal sacrifices. It means going without. It means doing a lot of things that you don't want to do. But believe me, if you want to get on the other side of what I say success avenue, you have to eliminate a lot. You have to go through hard sacrifices. And remember, you got there the wrong way. So you have to unbreak the habit, the bad habit that you've become to know. You know, for me, and for a lot of us, we are a product of our environment, bottom line. If we are in a household and we see people using credit cards, then that's what we're going to use. If we're in a household and we constantly see our parents get a new vehicle, a new car because the lease went out every 2-3 years, whatever the case is, we are going to grow up with those same habits. If it's just the same as if you're in an environment and the family eats a lot and maybe they're overweight, they have weight problems, or they drink a lot. It's the same exact thing. It's an addict, it's a habit, it's a bad habit that we formed. And they say it takes 21 days to unfold bad habits. If you really, really, really want to change, you have to shift the way you think. And that's personally what I had to do. I had to start picking up books. I had to start hanging around different people, my environment. I had to tell my girlfriends, no, I just can't afford it right now. I'm on a different road than you guys are. If you want to take the trips, fine, go ahead. I need to rebuild my 401k. I need to start putting more away. So it's really about, what we want. And when we say mindset, and when we say we as a people, I personally believe that we as a people, our people, Black African Americans, we can get out of some of the struggles that we're in, but it's only if we're willing and only if we want to. Yes, we have obstacles, don't get me wrong. We have obstacles that are a little different than the next person, but we can't allow that to hinder us and to prevent us from moving forward. We have so many tools. We have school that's available to us. We have so many things, the internet, that are available to us that was not available to us when I was coming up. So we shouldn't allow that to hinder us. We shouldn't allow any of it to.
I love that. Thank you so much for going in on that. I love it. I appreciate it. Because I tell a lot of my clients, and I come up against this a lot with even like CEOs and business professionals as well, that I'm telling them, like, you have such great information. You should really get out there on the internet and share the information that you have. Share what you have, even if it's just a side income. I understand you got a corporate position, all that good stuff, but just think about the individuals that are out there that don't have this access to this information that you can share with. And a lot of them, I come up against that obstacle of, well, I don't wanna, or I don't want to put my face on there. And it's like, look, the conversation is happening whether you're there or not. You have to get in the conversation. We have to share our voice and get in this conversation. We have the tools to do so. So we definitely got to get into the conversation.
And I don't know if I shared this with you on the last conversation that we had weeks ago, but when we talk about the mindset, I had a client. Did I share this with you? The client with the tennis shoes.
No.
200 pair of shoes. What do you need 200 pair of shoes for? Seriously, and don't get me wrong now, I'm about to be a little sexist. This was a man. This was a guy. He had 20 pair of shoes. Now, here's how I think. He was not a homeowner. He was a renter. He didn't have the space for it. So he had to take additional money to get a storage unit to store the shoes. Now, what kind of example is he displaying to his child? His son is 4 years old. So his son is going to grow up and think, oh, I have to go out and spend all this money on shoes. My dad did this. Okay, again, we are a product of our environment. We do what we see. And if we see our parents out there constantly in the mall, popping out the plastic, spending it, but we're not really thinking on the flip side, oh, the bill came in. What is it that they're doing with it on the flip side? We're not thinking that. So again, think about, if he had 200 pair of shoes, the average shoe, just let's say for fun and games, $200. How much money is that? Come on, what could he, you could put that away into retirement. You could invest in
stock.
Nike.
Yes, invest in stock. But you know what? It's so true. I see, and I see it a lot. And I was just watching an interview online about, but it was like Bobby Brown or something. But he's like, I only wear a pair of shoes once.
Right.
So, my whole garage and my whole, I have like 3 rooms full of shoes. And it's like, really? But what they're doing is, and like you said, if you take a look at the psychology of it and we take a look at the mindset of it, deep down, what they're doing is trying to buy worth. Because I didn't have when I was younger. Now this makes me feel like I'm worthy. And you don't need a pair of shoes. And let's take that a step further. Someone else's shoes. You're making somebody else rich.
Right. Well, that's exactly what he said. He said the reason why he buys the shoes is because when he was growing up, he did not have. And he said when he got into a position where he was where he could afford it, he was going to make sure that he got whatever he was missing as a child. So again, psychology, things that happen as a child growing up has a direct impact on our finances and how we feel about money, how we think about money, how we handle it. And it also filters into our relationships, so, but we're not going to get into that. That's a whole
that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think I see it even on Blackish, like TV shows. He has this whole thing with, and so I want to just give you a bit of that really quick, or a bit of my insight on that as well, really fast, is that I was working in a corporate organization, and it was so funny because my supervisor was dressed really nice all of the time, and she was Latino. And I was like, oh my gosh, girl, oh my gosh, you're always, you're back then, the swag name was, your swag is always on point, I was messing with her. And she's like, yeah, she's like, I shop at the secondhand store. I said, you do? And she's like, yes. She's like, I go to the secondhand store. She's like, this was $2, this was $3. You best believe I ran down to I had to change my mindset about it. And and even today, I have some clothing that I bought from the secondhand store that I still get compliments on today.
Exactly. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it
at all. You just have to change your mindset and not think that you have to go to somewhere expensive in order for it to be of value. You know, it really truthfully can be, getting your Macklemore or whatever his name is on them.
Name brand.
Thrift shop.
Find the name brand at the secondhand store.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I've gotten so many compliments.
Yeah.
So anyway, so following that idea further, really quick, what does being a great Black speaker mean to you?
Great question. Being a great Black speaker means being able to empower those that we are delivering a message to, being able to truly educate them and engage the audience. And, going back to that ROI, if you are a great Black speaker, you should be able to make sure that your audience, as well as the event planner, is getting the return on their investment. You don't want to, as I always say, and I say this in another thing, you don't want the audience to just be glazing or falling asleep with you. So a great Black speaker is one that engages the audience, one that is delivering a powerful message, and one that has some humor and whatnot in the message.
Entertainment, right?
Yes.
Tell us a bit about your projects, because you also have a book coming out. Go ahead and tell us a bit about your book, as well as some other things that are really exciting that's happening in your life.
Yes. Okay, let's start with the book, because I'm really excited about the book. The name of the book is Attracting the Best: Wealth, Prosperity, and Abundance Now. And it's all about money affirmations. It's 30 days of affirmations that I've used personally in my life, even going through those periods where things weren't so bright, but I used them to affirm what it is that I wanted. I went through that period and things had to change drastically for me. And the book just talks about the affirmations from a biblical standpoint. I started writing my affirmations down, saying them, because I believe what we think about, we bring about, and what we visualize, it truly comes. So in that book, I took my affirmations and then I decided, let me see what the Bible says about wealth. Let me see what the Bible says about prosperity. Let me see what the Bible says about abundance. And so the book is comprised of my affirmations from a biblical standpoint. And I think anyone out there, it's a great read. And I just say, get your hands on it, because you're going to love it. The book is over at www.attractingthebest. The debut, the release date is April 2017. So grab a copy, easy read, and will change the way you think about wealth, prosperity, and abundance. So that's the book. And then next, Jessica, is the tour, Up Level Intensive Weekend. It's a 2-day conference, and we're in 8 cities this year. We kick off in April after tax season. We're in Mobile, Alabama. Then we come back to Los Angeles, California. We head to Cleveland, Ohio. Then we go to Alexandria, Virginia. We take the summer off. We pick up again in Houston, Texas, New Orleans, Louisiana, and then we wrap things up in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But the primary takeaway from the 2-day event is to provide proven strategies to business owners for improving their bottom line. We'll have 2 other master trainers there that will be talking about sales and marketing. One will be talking about branding and building your tribe, but it's a 2-day intensive for business owners, whether you are brand new, whether you've been in business for a minute, but maybe you're stagnant. Yeah. You know, maybe you're operating in the red on a constant basis and you just don't know how to get out of it. Maybe you have the peaks and valleys and you're not budgeting correctly. Those are some of the things that we are going to be teaching our entrepreneurs, our business owners. We're going to even talk just a little bit about speaking. So great opportunity for anyone who is a business owner and looking to propel and grow and look at different strategies as to why maybe they're flat or they're red. They're operating in the red.
Definitely.
As we know, businesses fail. You know, they don't go beyond, several of them don't go beyond 5 years. If you make it to 10 years, great. So we want to release that statistic.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. And I'm sure this is a great way if they're even just looking to get into business as well, like where to start and all that good stuff as well. Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. So Cozette, we're at the end of our interview. So tell everyone where they can find you.
Yes, you all can find me. My website is www.myfinancialhome. And once you get on the website, it will take you to a few of the other subsidiaries that we have, which is White Tax Services. And then, of course, you'll find a page on Cozette and White. You can also find me on most social media platforms. I am under Cozette M. White across the board, or you can find us under the business, which is My Financial Home. But I'm out there, easy to locate, Cozette M. White. And the M is very important because there's another Cozette White out there.
Yeah, you know what? I have the same problem. 50 million Jessicas. That's why I had to go with Jaw. I had to do something to separate myself from all the other Jessicas. Right. Also, thank you so much, Cozette, for being on the show, or being on the spotlight, I should say. And today I wanted to just go ahead and give everyone a bit of information about you and let them know as well that if you are looking for a financial analyst, if you're looking for a speaker, then definitely reach out to Cozette. You can reach her by contacting us here at greatblackspeakers.com. Like she said, it's a financial home, but she definitely helps you with your financial relationships as well. So look to go to her home to build those relationships and also get your finances correct. So until next time, thank you guys so much for joining us. Let's get out there and let's make history. If you'd like to book Cozette, go ahead and visit us at greatblackspeakers.com. And while you're there, be sure to sign up for our newsletter. Check out and read all of our blogs from our amazing speakers and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more greatness. I will see you all soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.